Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, December 10th. From the San Antonio Express News, my name is Luis Vasquez, and this is your Express Briefing. All of the stories you need to know to start your day. You can expect intermittent clouds and a high of 75 degrees in San Antonio today. The battle against some of the biggest tech and social media companies in the U.S. heated up Wednesday. The Federal Trade Commission in more than 40 states, including Texas, accused Facebook of buying up its rivals to illegally squash competition. Check out the full story over at expressnews.com. A word of caution if you'll be on the road this weekend. Sections of Texas 151 and Loop 410 will be shut down this weekend to allow work on new flyover ramps at the interchange between the highway and the interstate, according to the Texas Department of Transportation. And now let's move on to our top stories for the day. Wednesday afternoon's launch of Starship, SpaceX's Silver rocket, lasted only 6 minutes and 42 seconds, but the historic flight from South Texas ushered in a new era of space travel for humanity. Despite ending with an explosion, the commercial space company considered the first high-altitude test of the 160-foot-tall spacecraft a success. Brandon Lingle explains what happened and why CEO Elon Musk tweeted, "Mars, here we come," after the test in his latest story in collaboration with Report for America. XTC Cabaret and the city of San Antonio have sued each other in the wake of the Northeast Side strip club's shutdown for allegedly violating coronavirus orders. XTC sued first, asking a court to restore its certificate of occupancy that was revoked on November 24th after it received 6 citations from the city for allegedly failing to practice social distancing and rules requiring face masks. The city wants the club shut down and the property boarded up for a year as part of a permanent injunction. XTC called the city's decision to enforce COVID-19 restrictions at the club a pretext for closing it. Patrick Danner has the details on the lawsuit in his latest article. Poverty rates have declined overall in the city of San Antonio and in Bexar County, but remain significant, especially for children, even before the coronavirus pandemic upended the local service economy, according to new census numbers released late Wednesday. Both the city and the county's poverty rates were higher than those for the state of Texas and the nation as a whole, according to the new 2019 American Community Survey 5-year estimates. Take a closer look at the data in Peggy O'Hare's latest story to find out how San Antonio stacks up against other large cities in Texas and the U.S. as a whole. Maria Rebecca Latigo de Hernández, Eva Garcia, and Beatriz Gallego aren't likely to be in history books or taught in Texas classrooms. That's why they were chosen to appear in a new virtual exhibit at the Museo del West Side, another cultural spin-off off the Esperanza Peace and Justice Center. The museo will break ground next year and will be completed in 2022. The 3 historical figures are among 21 in a Facebook event tonight that will be carried concurrently on the pages of the Esperanza and Museo del West Side. Read more about the exhibit in the latest from Elaine Ayala. Check out our interactive map with San Antonio coronavirus testing sites that don't require a doctor's referral. It can help you find the site closest to you by entering your address, selecting a site to find out more about its location, including if it's appointment only or if it has drive-through testing. Next up are your need-to-know headlines. You can find all of these headlines and more inside of your Express News subscription. As the U.S. reported its deadliest 7-day period since the pandemic began, the number of COVID-19 cases in Bexar County eclipsed 90,000 on Wednesday, a grim milestone amid the pandemic's worst surge yet. As Democrats make gains at the ballot box in Texas, Republican Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is responding with his own political power play to minimize their impact. President Donald Trump is pinning his hopes of overturning the election results on a suit filed by Republican Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton against 4 battleground states, even as legal experts describe the case as a long shot. 39-year-old Jose Sosa was the first patient to receive new lungs at University Hospital after his were destroyed by the coronavirus. Sosa said what happened to him is an example of why people need to take the virus seriously. The pandemic, he said, isn't a joke or a hoax. San Antonio's aviation director unveiled an ambitious plan to lure European flights while predicting the airport's passenger numbers could significantly improve by the middle of next year as Americans start getting vaccinated. During a news conference at the jail on Wednesday, the Deputy Sheriff's Association of Bexar County compared the county jail to a sweatshop and called working conditions inhumane and an embarrassment. A Judson Independent School District trustee who resigned last month and a former Judson superintendent are among 3 applicants for its vacant District 7 at-large board seat. Trustees will hold a special meeting Thursday evening to review the applications. Electronic payment processing services provider UCO Inc. has signed a letter of intent to acquire the assets of San Antonio-based Information Management Solutions, LLC. San Antonio nonprofits employ close to 68,000 people, or about 7% of the metropolitan area's labor force, according to a new study. You can read more about their collective economic impact over at expressnews.com. San Antonio musician Max Baca relied on prayers and friends while hospitalized with COVID-19. The frontman of Los Tex Maniacs doesn't yet have the strength to sing as he recovers from the illness. The Express News editorial board writes, quote, "The sad arc of Paxton's political life isn't the swirling scandals around him so reminiscent of a clogged toilet that just won't flush. No, it's the permissive response to his actions." You can read the full editorial over at expressnews.com. Nailish Verma initially had no plans to join his family's business, San Antonio-based general contractor Galaxy Builders Limited. A year after he graduated from the University of Texas at Austin, he called his father to ask for an opportunity to learn more about the industry. 15 years later, he's still there, having worked in various positions before becoming president in 2012. He also earned an executive master's in business administration from the University of Texas at San Antonio. Galaxy Builders focuses on multifamily housing in Texas, including market rate and affordable developments and senior living projects. Verma discussed the challenges of the 2008 recession and the coronavirus pandemic and the culture at Galaxy Builders during his Q&A with Madison Eisler. Willie Hall reflects on his upcoming retirement as he prepares Brackenridge for the playoffs. He's in his 26th year as head coach and his 37th overall at Brackenridge. Hall's 4-1 Eagles will try to extend his career today when they play Southwest in a first-round playoff game. No coach in San Antonio ISD history has won more football games than Hall, but his influence stretches beyond the lines and has impacted countless young men from the South Side. If you just don't feel like cooking this Christmas Day, we have some restaurants that will do the heavy lifting for you. After playing one season as the AAA affiliate with the Milwaukee Brewers, the Missions are likely to reunite with the San Diego Padres in the AA Texas League. Sundance, a fluffy orange tabby living the good life in a San Antonio apartment, had been missing for 4 months. He was reunited with his owners when Masulamont bar patrons remembered he had once belonged to a bar worker there. Spurs forward Rudy Gay said he dropped 10 pounds since the Spurs left the Orlando, Florida bubble in August, intent on entering his 15th NBA season, ready to run alongside the Spurs youth movement. And that's all for today. This was your Express briefing for Thursday, December 10th. My name is Luis Vasquez. Please consider becoming an Express News subscriber to get in-depth coverage on all the stories you heard today. Also, be sure to rate and review this podcast inside of your Apple Podcasts app, as it really helps the show. Have a wonderful day, everyone.